You, yeah, I send it to you. I send it to you. Check. Check while we're on the phone. Check. Do you see it? I'm sending you that thing. You see it? I send you the thing to get that thing.
It is sweet in your mouth, oh, my name is sweet. Let the people talk about you. Let them talk. Let the people talk. Your delays, not your denial. Don't give up, keep working harder. No matter how long the storm lasts, the sun will always shine behind a cloud. No matter how long the storm lasts, the sun will always shine behind a cloud. Your setback will be a major comeback. Me, I only hope for long life. Ugly water can carry rock. Then they don't get no cause to worry. Give God the glory for the little love. I give God the glory, keeping me alive. So I give God the glory for keeping me alive. Give God the glory for keeping me alive. Get it, Papa, glory. Sorry, give God the glory for keeping me alive. Once you got food to eat, thank you. You get more to talk, thank you. You get air to breathe, thank you. Your current situation is not your final destination. No condition is permanent. Infection, starvation, temptation is not my portion. You can pray for my comfort. Sorry, oh, come and get your refund. No weapon for making me shall prosper. Cause I'm covered with the blood of Jesus. I sold my soul to the Holy Ghost. You already know I'm about to blow. I walk through the valley and the shadow of death. I fear no evil. I still be it so. I'm not complaining, oh. Lord, I'm grateful and thankful. So I give God the glory for keeping me alive. Give God the glory for keeping me alive. Hey, Papa, glory. Sorry. Give God the glory for keeping me alive. Once you got food to eat, thank you. You get more to talk, thank you. You get air to breathe, thank you. Get it, Papa, glory. Get it, Papa, glory. Baba, I thank you, Daddy, I thank you. If I wanted to know what I cannot do one more. If I wanted to know what I cannot do one more. If I wanted to know what I cannot do one more. If I wanted to know what I cannot do one more. Yeah, Papa, hold me, Baba, hold me, Unamu, hold me, Baba, hold me, Baba, hold me, Unamu, hold me. Make our way, come on. Make our way, come on. Manya, come on, make our way, come on. We're back, ya bueno. Somebody just kick the clap pocket. Manya, come on, make our way. So I give God God the glory for keeping me alive. Give God the glory for keeping me alive. Get it, Papa, sorry. Give God the glory for keeping me alive. Once you got food to eat, tell you thank you. You get bus to call, tell you thank you. You get air to breathe, thank you. Get it, Papa, glory. Get it, Papa, glory. Get it, glory. Besuruku, Sunday ba. Kuku muku, ina isa yunano. Besuruku, Sunday ba. Kuku muku, ina isa yunano.
Harvard says it's talking about this.
Party after party, yeah. Party after party, yeah.
There's one place, and that place is the place you can find all your party supply. It's Models D Party Supply. On Camp Johnson Road is Models D Party Supply. Has all and every kinds of party supplies you need, ranging from party dishes, plastic tablecloths, Disney party banners for kids, flowers for weddings and parties, balloons, different colors and sizes, party dishes, different colors and sizes, gift wrap papers. We also do the following: rental services, chairs, tables, chair covers, table runners, and chair sarge. You can find them all. Models D Party Supply. Our quality products bring you in, and our low prices bring you back. That's why we are Models D Party Supplies. Contact us on Camp Johnson Road, Monrovia, Liberia, next to Yes Transport, or call us on 0777 671 814. 0886 777 665.
I said, honey, have you heard about the Global Net TV?
Oh, yes, sweetheart. I read about them. At GlobalNet ITV, they provide superior television services with endless selections of TV channels and many options to include live TV.
That's a great news.
Yes, they provide news, entertainment, premier sports like NBA, American football, major soccer leagues, movies, and favorite TV shows with endless content and no service interruptions.
Sweetheart, is that all?
No, they also have adult content included with parental guidance. Also, check out their 6-month plan for only $96 and their 12-month plan for only $176. Wow, honey, isn't that a great news?
Yes, but sweetheart, how can we get in touch?
Yes, you can contact us at 226-946-1090 or visit our website at www.globalnetitv.com.
Lopus Kitchen, a Liberian-owned business operated by Johnson and Wales University's trained chef Joyce Matowia, is your dining away from home. At Lopus Kitchen, we prepare all kinds of Liberian cuisines, including fried and rare oil potatoes green, kidney beans, palava sauce, fever leaves, and a lot more. We also make rice bread, meat pies, cookies, Benesi candies, and all kinds of pastry products. Place in your order online today from anywhere in the US at www.lorpukatchen.com. The good news is your package is sealed in an insulated cooling box and reaches your destination well preserved and fresh. Save yourself the stress and order the best from a professional chef. Lopus Kitchen keeps your fingers licking.
Make you smile, Angelina.
I can swear, I can joke, I feel.
Yeah. Just how you.
Makeup, they say, increases people's perception of a woman's likability, competence, and trustworthiness. That's why I introduce to you Major Millions Beauty and Market. Major Millions Beauty and Market has the best skin and hair care products. The beauty parlor also has hair accessories, including hairspray, hair gel, and hair dryer, makeup palettes, Major Millions customized lip gloss, shoes, bags, concealers, blushes, and a lot more. Guess what? Major Millions Beauty and Market has on sale well-packaged African products to include your favorite cuisine, cassava leaves, potato greens, palava sauce, palm butter, etc. Customers purchasing goods worth over 100 United States dollars will have free delivery once they are 15 minutes drive away from our location. Locate us at 10 Chestnut Drive, Elton, Maryland, 21921. Better still, call us on cell numbers 302-316-6813 or log onto our website www.majormillionsbeautysupply.com. Major Millions Beauty Supply. We move.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
And 21, the time in Monrovia is 7:30 a.m. The time in Delaware, USA is exactly 3:30 a.m. And I'm very, very grateful to God to be alive, to be here this morning, to join with you and Boakai and all of you watching and who will watch later, all of you listening on one of our multiple online platforms. You're either listening via TuneIn or MyTuner or the website, or you're watching via YouTube, or you will listen to the podcast on SoundCloud, which will be uploaded after the show. Of course, or you're watching on Facebook. So we come to you on 6 different platforms every day, Monday through Friday. I've decided, I was slacking for a while. Sometimes when you've done something for so long, and there's always a tendency that at some point you start slacking, but inconsistency is not a good thing. We built this platform on consistency. We built it on sacrifice. And so it is only fair that we keep that up as long as we're here. Keep that up. Many of you all over the world, you listen every morning, you come on, you look forward to hearing us or watching us. And when we're not here, you feel bad. I apologize for that. And we're going to do our best to continue to be here because you matter. It's because of you we do what we do. It is because of you, everyone, including the naysayers and the people who say, we're the people who say all the things they say. Every one of you, every single person inspires us. Every single one of you inspires us. Good morning, Walker.
Good morning, Costa, and good morning to our morning listeners. It's good to be here with you on the 22nd day of the 9th month, AD 2021.
Yep. Very good to be here. Very good to be here. So, folks, I received this envelope, this parcel from Wilmington University a few days ago, and they contain my tickets, 3 tickets to the graduation ceremony, Buckeye. So they send you tickets, Buckeye, and 3 tickets, 1, 2, 3. So these 3 tickets will be for my 3 guests to attend the graduation ceremony on Sunday, October the 3rd at 4 p.m. That's the way they operate. 3 tickets for 3 guests per graduate. So I've started graduate school. It's interesting, doing my master's. I started on the 30th of August, but my actual graduation ceremony, which is just to go and walk and take some pictures. Initially, I didn't want to go, but I want to thank my Sidician friends and fans. They are the ones who made me change my mind. To go, okay? They said they want to see me march, right?
Yeah.
So I told the school that I will be going for the ceremony. They sent me my 3 tickets. I'm gonna go. I'm in graduate school doing my master's degree, but I'm gonna be marching on the 3rd just for the formality and to take pictures. Then my friends want to see pictures from my graduation ceremony. I want to thank them very much. They made me change my mind. I'm going to be marching with 3 friends of mine. We're going to go to the graduation ceremony. We're going to take pictures. And you're going to see Pedro. And you know where we're going, Wagai?
No.
We're going to the Chase Center, downtown Wilmington, on the riverfront. That is where Joe Biden was after. That's what Joe Biden used. You remember after the elections, when the election results were being announced, Biden was in Wilmington, Delaware, where he was mobilizing, where he had the crowd gather, where he ran his temporary office and all. Yeah, that is exactly where we're having the graduation ceremony at the Chase Center, downtown Wilmington, Delaware, on the riverfront. It's about 25 minutes away from me. So we're going to be there. I really want to thank and all my CEC friends. You're invited to watch the ceremony. We're going to stream it live, and I'm going to receive I'm going to proceed. We're going to do the procession, and I look forward to it. We're going to take a lot of wonderful pictures for you, and we're going to post them. Yes. God willing, by the end of 2022. The beginning of 2023, I will have my master's degree. It's 18 months. I hope I can do it in 16 months or something like that. Yeah, should have my master's degree. So I thank him for the inspiration. I thank him for the strength to be able to do this. Now, Bogai, I want to just say something here to my friend Rodney Sear. I don't know whether you saw a story yesterday in Front Page Africa, and this is a promotion for them actually, because when you see the story at the bottom of the story, Baka, you can see how many people read the story. Do you know that, Baka? When you click on the Front Page Africa story, just scroll to the bottom of that story. After reading it, you will realize, you will see the number of people who read the story.
Sure.
Sometimes it's 2,000 people, sometimes it's 500 people, sometimes 600 people. Well, no disrespect to newspapers, but they're pretty overrated. The ones in Liberia. A lot of people don't read newspapers in Liberia. Most people don't read a newspaper. They listen to radio or they watch online platforms. But I'm going to do this. So yesterday, Front Page Africa published a story, which was a terrible injustice to the noble profession of journalism. And my good friend Rodney here owns and publishes Front Page Africa. But I'm going to do this anyhow. When I read the story, the headline, I didn't even bother to go into the story. I just read the headline. They made a fallacious, malicious quote. They wrote a story saying that Joe Bwaga had granted an interview, supposedly, to some news organization. Bwaga, my man, the thing is sickening. But I'm telling you, they wrote a story that former Vice President Joe Bwaga had supposedly granted a story to a so-called news organization. What's the news organization again? It's called Africa Brief. that Joe Walker had supposedly granted an interview to this newspaper called Africa Brief, which, by the way, does not exist. There is no Africa Brief. If you Google them, they're not going to show up. The Africa Brief does not exist. They quoted Joe Boakai as saying that when he becomes president of the Republic of Liberia, that he will prosecute Benana Ure for war crimes.
Yeah.
Boakai.
Yeah.
Tell me, man, Boakai, what do you say about this? You are the journalist. I'm not a journalist. I'm a political commentator. Don't you journalists? Aren't you journalists, supposed to follow the ABC of journalism? It has to be balanced. It has to be correct.
The ABC is needed. That was sometimes when you are on the show, sometimes you bring up stuff. I would say, let's find the other side. So now, we go in our chat area. I tell you, say, okay, so let's bring the person on. Let's do this one. Because you have to get every side of the story before publishing.
But Boakai, that is not a story, Boakai. The Africa Brief does not exist. How can Front Page Africa do a big front page story, Boakai, and say Joe Boakai spoke to Africa Brief and said that he will prosecute Benana Ure? What do you think is objective of that story, Boakai?
Probably is a PR trying to please somebody, trying to make a news out of something,
trying to put Ure and Boakai.
Sure.
But wait, Boakai. Do you think that they believe that stupid story could put Boakai and Benana Ure against each other?
That's what they're thinking.
But Boakai, first of all, Joe Boakai didn't grant no interview to no damn Africa Brief, and Africa Brief does not exist. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? That my friend Rodney here will publish that nonsense? What Rodney publishes a lot of things. They publish a lot of things all the time. I don't criticize them. I'm not here to defend Ure or to defend Boakai. That's not here what I'm here. But it's just a disappointment. It's so unfair to the readers of Front Page Africa that they will publish such a blatant lie. Absolute blatant lie. The so-called Africa Brief does not exist. Joe Boakai did not speak to anything called Africa Brief because Africa Brief does not exist. Now, how can Front Page Africa publish a story that says that Joe Boakai spoke to Africa Brief and he said when he becomes president, he will put Ure in jail?
And even Costa, you're
going too far, man. Just to everybody accuse you, Boakai, I'm sorry. Everybody's accusing Rodney C of working for Ellis Cummings. Everybody says that. Then you write that kind of story. What do you think you do? You just validate everything people are saying about you. Go ahead, Boakai. It's just sad, man, Rodney. Don't do that to your paper. Don't do that to Front Page Africa, man. It's sad. I'm not here to defend Ure. You all don't hear me doing that thing. I don't do those things anymore. I'm not here to defend any politician. But it was just sad, and I felt I needed to say this publicly because their story was public. Even though we're talking here, 70,000, 80,000 people are going to watch and listen to this show by the end of the day, or leading into tomorrow, and I'm blowing this thing up for them. But it was just unfortunate for them to have done that story, and they've done many similar fake stories. But go ahead, Boakai.
Yep. What I was just trying to say is that if they know that former Vice President Joseph Boakai spoke to the entity that they're talking about, they should have at least created or provided a link that people can go to and watch or even read the story from there, instead of they just coming up with a story and no link towards the entity that former Vice President Joseph Boakai spoke to, or even a video to the effect. Those are things that you need. Once in a while you do a story, if you come up with a story, saying that, we're taking a story from a particular entity, you should mention that entity name and provide a link to that particular story. That's the only way. But none of these, I went through the story. There was no link there, no video, no absolutely nothing pertaining to the story. They just did it on their own.
Hey, Boakai, man, why you write that kind of story? You were that guy and said, Boakai Kamara, the co-host of the Costa Show, spoke to Create One newspaper, Boakai. Create One.
to Liberia.
Okay, Bwaga Kamara, the co-host of the Costa Show, spoke to a newspaper in Uganda called it True Uganda.
True
and
Uganda.
He said that Henry Costa is a very bad man, and so talking man, Rodney man. You can do better than that. They've written previous stories. Oh, now the Americans are coming after Joe Bwaga, because Joe Bwaga working with Ure and that, all kinds of things they've been writing. No, man, it's just sad. And some of you in the opposition, you know where this is coming from. You know who's putting these stories out there. You know who paying for my friend Rodney, his newspaper, to put these stories out there. I'm rather disappointed in my friend Rodney C. It's sad. It's one thing you can do your propaganda. You got a lot of things you want to criticize Ure on. There are many things you can criticize Ure on, Bwaga. Many things. But let them be factual. You owe your audience or your readership the duty and responsibility to report accurate, balanced, and correct information. You owe them that much. But to be putting fake stories, with quoting fake newspapers that don't exist, putting words in Joe Bwaga's mouth that he did not utter. Check. That's the extent to which Front Page Africa has gone, the depth to which they've fallen, just to promote a certain presidential aspirant in the CPP. Oh my God, Rodney, my man, you need to stop that. It's shameful, Bwaga. It's shameful. It's too shameful. Yeah, it's too shameful. You need to stop that. And Rodney, what you need to understand, when those stories are published, they have no effect. Everybody know that lie. How many people will read a set? 500 people or 1,000 people? What kind of impact does it even make? So why would you even put yourself in that embarrassing situation? For what? Oh man, such a terrible shame. Now, Bwaga, tomorrow the president of Liberia is supposed to address I'm told we are scheduled to address the ongoing UN General Assembly tomorrow. So George Weah didn't come this year. And of course, you know why. We were surprised that he chose to not come. We heard that the reason he didn't come is because the Minister of Foreign Affairs managed to convince him that he shouldn't come, because he, the minister, cannot come to America himself.
Sure.
Is that what you heard about that? Say the minister can come. He did, but let not go here.
And Nathaniel Magay, on the other hand,
wanted the president to come.
Yes, wanted the president to be there. So that was the wrangling between Nathaniel Magay and
they cussed each other up.
Yeah, they cussed each other up at the foreign ministry. They couldn't speak to each other. You know, a lot of things happen.
But you know, so Liberia is supposed to speak tomorrow, and George Weah will speak from Liberia via video conferencing, right? And I see some people say, oh, you know, it would have been a good thing had George Weah come, because there are a lot of world leaders. I heard my friends on Spoon Talk say that. There are a lot of world leaders. My friend Ben Senvi was saying that, in particular, Ben Senvi. Oh, you know, it's going to be a good thing for George Weah to have come, because you have almost 200 world leaders that are going to be present at the UN General Assembly. And it's a good thing for the president to come mingle with them, rub shoulders with them. But let me ask you a question. If that son of a swine George Weah were to come, after he gave that 10-15 minute boring feces speech, after that, what do you think you were going to do? You were going to have what? Meetings with world leaders and get what the benefits to bring back home? What do you would have brought?
Nothing, just stand back and come home.
Oh, exactly. So I don't know why some people like to say things that are not, that it made no sense, Ben. Ben Senvi, my brother, you think George Weah would have come here and then make a speech, and then from there he will go meet Joe Biden on the sidelines? Or he will meet other world leaders and they will give him $500 million to bring back? George Weah would have made absolutely no impact. It would have meant absolutely nothing had he come. So it means nothing. And okay, let's go back to the issue of the foreign minister. We have a foreign minister who used to be permanent representative to the United Nations.
Yeah.
This man has legal troubles. Do you know that case, the Whining Cummings case, the lady who used to work at the embassy, they made the permanent mission at the UN, who filed a complaint against Dimaso Kimaya, Omen Jugu Jubitrase Dungafle.
Yeah.
You know that is not the only sexual assault or sexual exploitation or sexual thing against him.
Wow.
There are other cases, I'm told. 2 other cases against Maxwell Kimaya. That is the reason why the Solomon Swine cannot come to America. It's not just a Whining Cummings case, boy guy. It's 2 other cases with the New York Police Department, the NYPD. Yes. And if he were to come to the US, the NYPD would be able to arrest him and bring him in for questioning. That's why he doesn't want to come. Because he knows that if he came and they would pick him up and his diplomatic immunity would not spare him.
Well, Costa, my point is that we have a foreign minister that cannot go to our greatest ally country, the great United States of America. Then what the essence of us having him as a foreign minister when you can't go there to go and negotiate on behalf of the country? You can't do any other thing. You can't even travel.
Because the president is a damn fool. If you're the president of the republic and your minister of foreign affairs, the dean of the cabinet, could not travel to the number one most important ally of our country, most important diplomatic friend, he couldn't come to America, you would keep him as foreign minister?
Wow.
You wouldn't. If you were president, because you've got far more sense than George Weah. But George Weah is a stupid fool. And that's why he's keeping this man in that job. This man cannot come to America. He's afraid. And I don't blame him because there are 2 other complaints against him. And hey, boy, my man, they got this movement in America that started years ago. It's called the Me Too movement. They're powerful.
Yeah.
Women will just come up and say, 40 years ago, Boga Kamara came into your house. He gave me liquor. I drank the liquor. Then he gave me, and then he put something in the liquor. Then he had sex with me 40 years ago. They will put you in jail for something that happened 40 years ago. They will do that. You saw what they did to the old man, Bill Cosby? They put him in jail for 2 or 3 years. They don't want to talk about. But the issue is, what we need to understand is that it is embarrassing. And if John Weah has sense, he would remove that man from that job. You know who influenced Kimaya's appointment, right?
No.
The first lady.
Okay.
The first lady. When Kimaya was in the U.S. as permanent representative at the United Nations, every time she came to New York, she's a New Yorker, Clyde Weah. Kimaya would let her use his diplomatic vehicle with his driver. He would literally go around, run her personal errands. So that's how Kimaya was running a deal, as we were putting in Liberian parlance. He would say he was running a deal. So the moment the thing was there, and Kimaya said, "Look, I won the job," and she made sure that happened. But it hurts the country. It hurts the country. The Minister of Foreign Affairs cannot travel to the United States of America because he is not able. Bugger man, you were permanent representative. You want woman, huh? The women who are working in the office, you want them. You can't put talk. I say people more love to the women in the office because it's unprofessional. Eh? Don't run behind the women that working with you in the office. It's unprofessional. Don't do that. Don't love to your employees or to the people who you manage. Don't love to them. Don't chase them. Because you know what, Bagay? It's unfair. And the reason why I personally could not do this is because of this, Bagay. It's unfair. The reason why it's unfair because Bagay, sometimes again, the woman may not want you, Bagay.
Sure.
But the reason why she may be under duress to sleep with you is because she might be afraid that if she refuses to sleep with you, you might penalize her or take some kind of retributive action against her.
Yeah.
So the woman may not want you, boy guy. And because she works under you, she might be, that's correct, timid. The Me Too movement brought Andrew Cuomo down, the governor of New York. People talk Andrew Cuomo was going to be president after Joe Biden. People even thought Andrew Cuomo was going to be Biden's running mate. The man was popular. The way he handled the COVID crisis in New York, saved the situation involving the scandal involving folks who were dying, old folks home. But Andrew Cuomo was on his way to higher heights, politically speaking. But the Me Too movement brought him down. And look at some of the things they said about Andrew Cuomo. Some of the women in your office said, the way the governor looked at me, the way he complimented my dress, they didn't even say the man touched me, or the man slapped my butt, or the man touched my boobs, or the man kissed me. They didn't say any of those things. But yet Andrew Cuomo was destroyed because of that. So the point here is, I'm going back to this point because I believe in this truly. Sometimes when a woman works for you in an environment such as Liberia, the woman may not like you. She may not want you. Just because you're the boss does not mean the woman wants you. Just because you're Bwaka Kamara or you're Henry Costa, you're popular, or you're tall, or you're handsome, or you're smart, doesn't mean every woman wants you, Bwaka. Every woman got some kind of man she want.
Yes.
My man, you can be what thing? You can get all the Judean. I know that one there, man. There was some Judean look at you and say, well, because you're Henry Costa, so I don't want you. That's it. Accept it. You can't get every woman. And so when women work for you, and then you start putting thought on them to eat chicken, and then sometimes they don't want to get you the chicken, but they'll be afraid that if they don't get you the chicken, you might fire them.
Yeah.
Or you might ostracize them, or you might sideline them in the office. So sometimes they will get you the chicken against their will. And don't ever put a woman in a situation where she get you chicken against her will. It is sexual exploitation, boy guy.
Yeah.
You eating the chicken not happy. So the chicken will not be correct. The chicken will not be properly seasoned. The chicken not happy. The chicken not willing. I say chicken. And I say put out the eat chicken. That's why I say. All of them, they are grown-ups. I'm not talking rude talk. But I'm just saying, don't put out to eat chicken on a woman who works for you. If the woman that was your girlfriend before you hire her, that's a different thing. But if the woman that was your girlfriend and you brought her to the place, and if you're allowed to do so now, if you're allowed to do so, that's a different thing. But if the woman working there already, you come there and you're the boss man, don't put her on her to eat chicken. It's not good. Because sometimes that woman not even like you, boy. And look at Master Kimaya. That man looking like the women that want the men are PC, man.
Because I was just my point out about to make.
Man, Kimaya looking like old man bigger with ugly trousers there. Is he a mug looking flat there in the dock? He is a mug. He looking like you don't get no tea anymore.
Because I thought make Casey or Juba.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I got an ugly Solomon swan. So you there putting talk on the people then to eat chicken. They point out on you. You embarrassing them. You know? So now the women then the woman go file a complaint against you. Then you run away to Liberia, you get kind of America again. That bucket that kind of man you keep as foreign minister. A man who got sexual harassment complaint with the NYPD, the world's most reputed police department. The man got complained that. So my advice to all men who have found Judah in their office, my man, you want a Jew, and the Jew works for you. Do not try to put her to eat chicken because the Jew works for you. Tell leader all the chicken all over different chicken.
That's it.
Yeah. And you know what I mean about that? Yeah, leader all the chicken. Yeah, they got plenty of chicken there. Yeah, go look a different one. But don't do that. Because sometimes they ain't want you. Okay, don't even think you are. some men, they get to certain level and let the thing, they think they're all to it. That no Jew can tell them that they want them picking. So now when the Jew look at you, they will look, they say, you know what the one that they are picking? They're picking in the office. They're picking in the office. What can go by the stationary? The picking is going to go by a structure. That the picking the Jew want.
Yeah.
You the boss man, the Jew don't want you. So y'all leave the women that are working in your offices. Y'all leave them alone. They got plenty of chicken there also. Don't eat a chicken in the hall. That one, the domestic eating is not correct. Yeah, go do also eating. Yeah, but this is serious. This is serious. Master Kimaya should be fired. He should be removed from this position. I'm told when the 2 other complaints came out, when Jawia found out that the man had 2 other complaints against him, I said, oh, but Maswa, but we thought only one chicken you try to eat. So that you try to eat 2 other chicken.
I hope you're not stepping. I hope that man not stepping on Presotozo.
They said, my man, you might not make medicine on Jawia. Jawia medicine Benin. So, why you see the man Magil making something? But you see, Maswa Kimaya, yes, I'm a medicine man. The man, yeah, Malam. And you know the Malam from Mali? The medicine man. But look at Maswa Kimaya.
Seriously.
Yeah. So the man needs to go. You can't keep that kind of man in that position. He has to go because it's embarrassing. He can't travel to the United States. It's just unfair to the Liberian people. And the man knows what's good for him. He's going to let Maswa Kimaya go.
Costa, the man, he no PR. And even the man giving pen to somebody, the man will call
the media.
Everybody will be there. So now he wanted to use that means again to get at Nathaniel McGill. And you know Nathaniel McGill too, he's swift. What Nathaniel McGill did was that when he bought the entire, all the media institution, the man paid. The man went and paid all over. Before Maswa Kimaya go there, the man already balanced. So the media entertained and started firing Maswa Kimaya from all over. So he was forced now to come and reconcile with Nathaniel McGill.
Because he couldn't got access to more stolen money than he does.
Sure.
And the thing is, Maswa Kimaya, he makes everything about himself. They say he went and did a story, they published it all over the place, that he raised over $500,000 from what? From passport sales, eh?
Sure.
In a short period of time.
Yes.
He did a big story commending himself.
Yeah.
What kind of nonsense is that?
And then he did another one, Costa, why the employees should award him for since he came over to the
yes, I read that one.
Yes.
He went and said the employees of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs they should honor him. Then the other people came, the leadership of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Workers Association. They issued a statement. They said, no, we're not part of no damn honoring thing for you.
Sure.
We're not honoring you.
Yes.
Why is he so desperate for validation and recognition? I don't get it. I don't get it, boy guy. It does not make sense to me.
No, but Costa, that's the only way you can get at George Weah. That's the only way, praising and do things that will be in the media. That's all. Just praise George Weah every day and do things that will be in the media.
It's just sad. This morning, just a little bit away from politics, we will host a number of Liberians who are involved with an event that's coming up. It's called the Year of the Diaspora. They're celebrating a big event, and they're going to be talking about it this morning. Some of them in the US, some of them in Liberia. They're going to join us this morning on the show to talk about that. What else is trending in town? I heard the government people complaining that people aren't taking their COVID shot. Okay, come on, what's going on? Why aren't people going to take the COVID shot?
Yeah, well, our president won't take the COVID shot. How we the citizens will take the COVID shot? That's the first thing. And secondly, yesterday I listened to the member of the incident management team. They are saying on a local platform that for the past 2 weeks there haven't been any case of the COVID virus in the country. So for the past 2 weeks,
That's a good development.
Yeah, for the past 2 weeks, there haven't been no reported case yet or any other thing of such in the country. But the issue about the vaccine, Costa, this is where leadership plays a role. When a leader don't serve by example, make other people to follow suit, that's where we are. For you as a leader, all your followers are following you because you took the COVID vaccine, and once they see you doing it, they want to do it. But our president, once he haven't done it yet, his ministers will not do it. The deputies will not do it. All the other government officials will not do it.
Even if they take the vaccine, they're going to do it they're going to do it quietly because the president hasn't taken it publicly or hasn't taken it at all.
Sure.
We're hearing that he took the vaccine abroad. We don't know whether it's true. We don't know whether he actually did take it or didn't take it. We don't know. But it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be wondering whether the president took the vaccine or didn't take the vaccine. We should all know that the president took the vaccine. We saw Joe Biden take the vaccine publicly. He demonstrated leadership. We saw other people take the vaccine. You know, we saw that. So for us to be in a situation where the president refuses to take the vaccine or at least take it publicly, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. And that's why now these American people gave us all these vaccines, hundreds of thousands of doses of the vaccine. We've got them in the country. People aren't going to take the vaccine. It is not a good thing. And we always take things for granted. Oh yeah, the last 2 weeks we haven't reported any new COVID case. That is a blessing. But we shouldn't take it for granted. When you have the vaccine, you go and you take it. It is important. Let's go to the phone lines, Baga. Let's take some calls. What is the situation in red light now? Where are we with that?
Well, the government of Liberia, through the deputy minister and the police RG yesterday visited red light, and they call on our Fulani brothers to reopen their stores. Even though what the police officer did to the older men, they say he have been sent to the professional standard division for investigation, and action will be taken. So yesterday they met in red light. The government of Liberia called on them to reopen their stores, and investigation will be carried on because those that are heading the team to relocate the red light to Ominga were already in the country. The person that is chairing it is the acting public work minister. So she was not in town. She went out of town. So according to them, next week they will go to the red light. They will make sure that all of the disenchantment the people are facing, all the things, the problem the people are facing, they will be handled amicably. So that was what the police RG and the deputy information minister yesterday when in red light they told the business people.
Okay, that's very good. So has the situation returned to, has calm been restored? Are people going back to red light? Or we're still seeing a situation where are we still seeing a situation where the marketers who were relocated to Omega are coming back and trying to, you know, set up their market stores in red light, or are they abiding by the ordinance to remain in the Omega market? What are we seeing?
The issue here is, Costa, the problem that erupted yesterday or the day before yesterday was not based on marketers that are selling in red light. It was between the store's owner and the security forces. Yeah. So the issue about the marketers, that is a no-go zone. The Liberia National Police, the MCC police are telling them not to sell in red light. What happened was between the store's owners and the security apparatus. So it was only handled with them. It was not between the marketeers and the Liberia National Police.
And the police, but the store owners, most of them are the Fulanis, because one of their brothers was physically assaulted by a police officer, which was terribly and unacceptably wrong. Just to veer off to another issue here, yesterday, I saw in a chat room, and some of you might have come across this thing, somebody went and altered, and we know where this is coming from. Somebody went and altered the Oh my God. They forged a document. They forged the signature of Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence and were basically, put that fake signature on a fake copy of the lobbying agreement, the lobbying contract between the so-called Renaissance group headed by, what's his name? Maxwell Grisby. Why do I call him Maxwell? Sylvester Grisby, and the BW Global Group. And they trying to say that Yomli Kanga Lawrence was one of those who signed the lobbying contract on behalf of the CPP. I don't know who did that, but we have people in the CPP who are experts at forging documents, altering documents. They say when chicken lost, and you get chicken roll in the house, the first person you can ask for the chicken roll.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the document yesterday. They tried to make it look like Yomli signed the document, and Yomli didn't know a jing thing about that thing. In fact, on Friday, when I went to Allentown, PA, to attend the Liberty Party's 2021 summit, that night, Senator Yomli Kanga and I had a tete-a-tete, and it was during that meeting that I even told her that this lobbying contract was out there, that he had been signed. She didn't even know. I showed her the contract. I sent a copy of the contract to her via PDF. So to Yombli's shock and dismay, yesterday we saw this fake contract trying to say that the CPP knew about the lobbying agreement and they are aware of it. After we said to you on the show yesterday that this contract is not a CPP contract. A certain political leader in the CPP is the one who signed this contract, according to our sources, but it is not a CPP contract. That's what we heard. That's what we know. But then when we look, they're not going to manufacture a fake version of the contract. They put Yombli's signature on the contract to make it look like Yombli signed the contract on behalf of the CPP. Who else could have done that? The one man who is an expert at forging signatures, fingering documents, altering documents is Musa Belete. He's the one man who can do that. So this is sad. It is unfortunate. It is sad. My man Boga, you can't let Musa Belete come near your documents. You cannot let him come near. I'm telling you, it's serious. The man cannot help himself. And so I just want to say, if you see any contract out there, any lobbying agreement, supposedly carrying the signature of Yomli Kanga Lawrence, that signature is forged. It is fake. Yomli did not know about this lobbying agreement prior to it being signed, and even after it was signed, until I brought it to our attention on Friday evening in Allentown, PA. So what they're trying to say now that we know about the CPP contract, the people who signed their contract said it themselves. This is not a CPP effort. Yes, we're doing it for CPP. How you be doing something for me? You won't tell me, brother. How you will say, I heard George Wisner on a local radio show saying that they're doing this on behalf of CPP. Did you tell CPP? Did you tell CPP that you're doing this for them? You want us to believe you're doing this for CPP? That you're so generous, you found $180,000 from somewhere and you want to help the CPP? This makes absolutely no sense. It is not for the CPP. It is not. You all got to stop that nonsense. It makes no sense. So, Bwagai, at 4:30 a.m., that's in 15 minutes, or 17 minutes time, we will take a number of Liberians in Liberia and the U.S. They're going to be talking about a very important event that's coming up. It's called the Year of the Diaspora, and they will be talking about this on the show, and you all can look forward to that. But before we take them, let's take a few calls, and then we'll close up on politics, and then we'll go and take these Liberians. I think we're trying to do it in concert with the celebration of our bicentenary, 200 years of existence. You know when Liberia was founded, right, Waka? 1822, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when we were founded, 1822. But our independence was declared in 1847. But we, as a country, Liberia, was already established then in 1822. If my history, serves me right, my recollection, the Mayflower, I believe, was it a Mayflower, the first vessel that touched the shores of the Liberian coast and brought the passengers from other states like Virginia and those places. But anyway, the history is there. So Liberia was established in 1822. And so 2022, which is next year, Bwakai, makes Liberia 200 years old. 200 years old. Yep, 200 years old. Because don't forget now, the American Colonization Society, the ACS, was established in 1816 or 1817. And they decided that they were going to repatriate Africans to this place called, at the time, of course, it wasn't called Liberia. Yes, I think the first vessel was the Elizabeth. And then the second vessel that brought the free slaves was a vessel called the Mayflower. But I think the Elizabeth did touch the shores of Liberia, or what would now be called Liberia, in 1822. So it was in 1816 that the ACS was established with the sole purpose of repatriating, free slaves to the African continent. And the ACS was established. It was a proposal by a certain man of God, a certain minister of the gospel. I'm going to look him up and find his name. And he proposed the formation of the American Colonization Society, and it was funded financially, supported by the United States Congress. Okay, the American Colonization Society. Yes, that's correct. Well, I was correct. Somebody said 1816. It was actually 1817, folks. I know my history. So there's a man called Robert Finley. Robert Finley went and proposed the idea, but it was actually established and started working in 1817. And what did they do? They said, we want to take these people back to Africa. We want to establish a colony on the west coast of Africa. And that colony would eventually become Liberia. And in 1822, they set up, we had a period between 1822 to 1847. We had governors, Jehudy Ashman, the man in whose honor and memory Ashman Street is named, Jehudy Ashman was one of the governors of the council. They had what they called the Colonial Council, I believe. I believe that's what it was called. And Jehudy Ashman was one of the governors. There were other governors. Lord Carey was one of the governors. Lord Carey, the man in whose memory Lord Carey was named, was one of the governors. Lord Carey, of course, would meet his end in that tragic incident where he was trying to make bombs to fight against the folks as they were coming in, the folks who were coming to buy slaves. So our history is unique. So this event that's been organized by these Liberians in concert with the government is to commemorate 200 years of existence as a country and as a people. It hasn't been smooth, it's been rocky, but we've been around. And I am very convinced, without a doubt, that our best days are ahead of us and not behind us. And Liberia will rise from where it is, and we will become that country we were established to be. The sweet land of liberty, and where prosperity will happen and people will be uplifted and will be broken from the shackles and the manacles of poverty and backwardness. We will become a great country. So yeah, so you have Joseph Meckling, the man after whom Meckling Street is named. He was one of the governors. You had Thomas Buchanan. He was one of the governors of the Colonial Council. And so yeah, you know, so we have a long history. We have a long history. We have great ties with the Americans. We have the strongest possible existing ties with the United States of America. We were the first country, the first place on the dark continent of Africa where the United States Congress, through a man called Robert Finley, who was from New Jersey, a minister of the gospel, and they established the American Colonization Society, and they financed it to repatriate Africans who were willing to be repatriated to establish what would become Liberia. Now, an American general called General Robert Goodloe Harper was the man who named Liberia from the Latin word, of course, liberty, meaning liberty, the land of the free. It was the same General Robert Goodloe Harper after whom Harper, Maryland County, is named. He was the same man who named Monrovia. Monrovia, the capital city, was originally called Christopolis, City of Christ. Monrovia was named.
James Monroe.
And then he would rename it in honor of the 5th president of the United States of America, James Monroe, who was in Virginia. And it was called Monrovia thereafter. So our history is interesting. And we should be able to tap into the rich historical and traditional ties with the United States. We report this to African Americans and let them know that there is no country in Africa that has stronger roots, stronger historical and traditional ties to the United States than Liberia. They will come to our country. A few years ago, Ghana organized a version of what these good Liberians are putting together. They call it the Year of the Return. And Ghana is marketing and exploiting a history that is uniquely Liberia's. This is a history that we should be selling, we should be exploiting, because we have stronger ties, deeper ties with the United States of America. You know, the very first people that were repatriated from America were repatriated to Liberia. And then later on, they took another ship, went to Shepherd Island in Sierra Leone. You know, they went to Shepherd Island. You see the island called Providence Island? It used to be called Dozwa. It was called Dozwa. And then the name was changed to, I think it was changed to Perseverance, something like that. And then they changed it to Providence. When they came, that's where they settled. And then because the settlers didn't want to go inland, so they had clashes with the natives. They fought many wars and stuff. So we need to teach our history to our children. We need to appreciate where we come from and what we need to do and where we need to go as a people. That's extremely important. So we're going to take this Liberian shortly on the show. Dr. Clarice Ford Kula and the tons of other Liberians who are going to join us to just talk about this thing. The year of the year of the diaspora. 200 years. That's true. See, Great Robbers. Ghana shouldn't be making money all of that, making it look like the people came from Ghana. Well, I'm not saying slaves didn't come from Ghana, but hey, Liberia, that's where the people came here. Look at your history. They took people from Liberia first. They resettled them to Liberia first before they went anywhere else. So it is our history, but we have to do marketing around it.
We're not making use of it, Costa.
Exactly. Ghana made $3 billion. That is the GDP of Liberia. They made that from the year of the return. And from doing that, so we can do that. We have rich history that we can avail. We can build a whole tourism industry around. And we can make a lot of money from it. We can definitely do that. So we will go, Boaka, without taking some calls. I've already taken the time, just giving you a little bit of historical synopsis there. You know, back in the day, I used to read a lot of history. I no longer do now. I'm preoccupied with all kinds of things. But history is important. It teaches us who we are, where we come from, and it helps to inspire where we want to go. Because in order to know where you want to go, you must know where you come from. and that helps you. It guides you. It's like a compass. It guides you on your way to where you want to go. So that's exactly what this discussion with these Liberians will be about. And in the future, we will have many such discussions with them, and we will help to promote this because this is a non-political thing. We want to celebrate 200 years of resistance. It hasn't been smooth before tribal wars and wars between the natives and the settlers, and we fought a fratricidal civil conflict which began in 1989. 250,000 people lost their lives, but this country continues to persevere, to move on. And that is a story that needs to be told. That is something that needs to be celebrated. Our mere existence and resilience and persistence and survivor and all of those things need to be told and celebrated. So, Baga, we will go and take our the first of our guests, Dr. Clarice Fort Kula. She's one of the organizers of this all-important upcoming event. Dr. Kula, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Good to have you. And
thank you.
Thanks to you and your team working to put this together. We'll look forward to the rest of the folks joining us.
Yes.
But before they come, give us a background. What is the return of the diaspora, the year of the diaspora? What is that?
All right. Thank you again, Mr. Henry, for having us this morning. So the year of the diaspora really is a time that we set aside to commemorate our 200-year anniversary of us being a country, of the free slaves coming to Liberia. Granted, people were already there on ground, but in our history, it is said that Liberia was established in 1822. So we want to commemorate that by celebrating for an entire year. And I always laugh because I said it was funny because about 4 years ago, we had this big idea, this is what we wanted to do. And then we saw Ghana doing it. We were like, wait a minute, what's going on? How did that happen? Did they hear us talking about it or did it just happen? Yeah, so it was like, okay. But so Hester and I were talking, we said, no, we're still gonna do it. Nothing's gonna stop us. So we kept planning and planning and planning. And here we are today. We've contacted the government. And so everybody is aligned now and we're very excited to be doing this because in doing this, we're bringing people home in a reunion, so to speak. You know, we're inviting the entire world, especially from the African diaspora, African Americans, to come and see what Liberia is all about. Come and enjoy this special time with us. So that is the year of the diaspora. We take the entire African diaspora and we bring them to Liberia. Granted, Liberia is small. We're not going to be able to have everybody at one time, but that's why it's a year-long celebration so that you gauge yourself and people are coming at different periods of time. And so we start in December because it was actually December of 1821 when the American Colonization Society left and came over to Liberia to try to secure the land. So the land was secured in 1821. So it's appropriate in December, of course, of 1821, it's appropriate for us to start. Not to mention a lot of Liberians, well, most Liberians are off in December. And since it's a reunion, the children are off from school for Christmas break. So we come into Liberia in December to begin our celebrations. So we're looking forward to, we have a lot in store. And we're looking forward to telling you guys all about it.
Beautiful. Yeah, when the settlers went to borderland from people like King Long Peter, King Jimmy, and those people. Yeah, December. Yeah. So basically, tell us what is this going to feature? Is it a year-long event?
Yes.
Are you going to be organizing tours? Are you going to be arranging travel, making travel arrangements for people? Are you going to be doing marketing, exposing this to the
lots
to the diaspora so people can come? So yeah, you can walk us through this.
Yeah, so we're starting at home with you guys, even though many of our people here are already aware. So we have 5 tour packages for December, right? One of them being Providence Island, another one being Patawi Waterfall. We've got quite a bit, Robertsport, Nassau, of course. Yes, and Robertsport is gorgeous. All the surfing waters, people get to see all of that. And a lot of us are bringing our kids home. My children are coming home for the first time. So I'm very, very excited for them. And so we'll take them on these tours. We're not just going to have fun. We're going to learn history. We're going to learn culture. And then we have heritage balls. And, oh, my gosh, let's see. John Morris is doing a Runway Liberia, which is a fabulous, fabulous fashion show. There are quite a few activities. So when everybody joins, we'll talk more about the activities. But The 5 tours we're starting with are easily accessible. And then what we're going to do each month, you add more tours. And in February, which is Black History Month, we'll have quite a few African Americans coming, especially the students, like from the HBCUs. A lot of them are trying to come in February and March. So at that time, we'll add places like Maryland County, and hopefully the roads will be a little bit better. Many things are being worked on behind the scenes. Things are being worked on behind the scenes. So by the time next year rolls around, and we're bringing in a lot of the different groups, especially from the group that's coming from the Caribbean. We've got people from a huge group from the UK and Canada will come in as well this December. There are sporting events. Joe Reeves has organized quite a few sporting events. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
That's very good. That's very, very fantastic. Now, we have a couple of flights. We have a lot of challenges, of course.
Yes.
Are you going to have, because people need to know how they can get hotels, especially those who've never been to the country.
Right.
Are you going to help people with all of the logistics? Access to hotels and restaurants? You're going to create a whole directory for them?
Yeah, and we on our website, we have the hotels that we've already partnered with. And then more hotels are coming on. We did a show on Sunday, and quite a few people called with Airbnbs as well to add to our Airbnb list. So what we've done, we've created packages. So for example, Egypt Air is doing a direct flight for us, like a charter flight. Because when the first settlers came, they came out of New York and they came on a boat. We're coming in style. We're coming on Egypt Air in one of the larger planes. And so it's already been, so it's going to be directly into Liberia. And the way it's going to work is you have an option of just getting your ticket, or you can get a full package, which will come with the airline. It'll come with the airline ticket. It will come with hotels and all that good stuff. So the packaging is already there. And if people can't are not able to get the package and they just want the hotel, we'll provide individual hotels. But the hotels have been very, very understanding of what we're doing. They've given us a little bit of discount here and there because, our hotels are a bit pricey. So it's the everyday people who are coming to Liberia in December. We want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. So yes, we do have packages. They're all online. As a matter of fact, some additional flyers will be going out today with all of the packages listed and all of the things that you get with those packages.
Thank you very much. That's Dr. Clarice Ford Kula. She's one of the organizers of the Year of the Diaspora, this big event to commemorate 200 years of existence of Liberia. And you heard us say the celebrations will begin in December of this year, because that's when, going back to 1821, the settlers engaged with the natives to begin to purchase the land.
Yes.
And then by 1822, the Colonial Council was established and Liberia was thus founded. We have now been joined by Representative Naquita Reyes of the great state of Colorado and Madam Hester Baker. They are all organizers of this very important, year-long event that are going to begin in December of this year. Honorable Riggs, good morning and welcome. Madam Hester Baker, good morning. Welcome to you as well.
Good morning, Henry. Thank you so much for having us.
Wonderful. So we're going to be celebrating history, celebrating 200 years of existence as Liberia, and we want to attract people from all over the place, from the diaspora, but we also want to bring African Americans, some of whom have heard about Liberia, have heard that their ancestors might have come from Liberia. People in your own state, Madam Naquita Riggs, are people excited and looking forward to this upcoming event?
Yes, Henry. Actually, there's so many people who want to go to Africa, and especially Americans, but I think it's safer, or they just feel more comfortable going with people who know, and maybe a package that's already planned. So there's so many people that are very excited, and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to Africa. So we are spreading the news wide and far, and letting people know that this is the time to come back to see Liberia. Is a reunion, and it's a place, actually, it was the only place that African Americans returned to. Everywhere you go, it's like, well, this was the door of no return from Ghana and, this place. But this was a place that was celebrated because, wow, we're coming home. And this is a land of liberty. And so we have so much to celebrate with the historical ties between Liberia and the U.S. And so this is a time for us to really make it come alive and see the door of return, which is right there at Providence Island in Liberia. And we're happy to show people that this is the land of liberty, a land where Black people came and started Africa's oldest republic. So.
Henry,
I'm sorry, Henry, can I interrupt for 1 second? Hessa is having a little technical issues. Is there a phone number she can call in?
Yes, I can have my guys in the studio in Liberia give her a call or send the number to her to call in, and so she can join us via audio.
So I'll put her number in the private chat?
Yes, please do that, and then
Okay.
I will have them call her.
Okay,
Henry,
thank you.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you.
Good. So we always talk about the tourism potential that Liberia has, which is indeed true. We do have tremendous tourism potential, ecotourism, and we may not have a sophisticated hospitality infrastructure to accommodate guests from all over the world, but we do have ecotourism, that we can avail. Are you guys going to be looking at using this event, this once in a lifetime event, year long, to basically showcase and perhaps launch Liberia's tremendous ecotourism potential and its rich history and all of that? Are you going to be looking into that? Something that could spur the beginning of a potentially fledgling and eventually vibrant tourism sector. Is that the idea as well?
Certainly. I mean, if you look at our communication so far on our website, it's one of the highlights. The landing page of the website tells you we try as much as possible to bring exposure to their tourism sites and tourism opportunities in Liberia. And I think one of the key things that actually drove us to look into that aspect was based on, when you try to find information on Liberia tourism sites, we personally had engagement from, for example, the UK. We said, we want to go to Liberian Tourism Board, and we show them the ministry side and where they could go. But you could tell that the hunger for especially African Americans in diaspora, Africans in diaspora, looking for tourism site in Liberia, and the information that they get, you could tell there's a need for more. So one of the things we definitely want to do is to bring highlights to this, and on this event we will be highlighting specific tourism areas, not just from the visual elements, but what the tourists say about. They try to put a few documentaries here and there to really bring that exposure up, because I think it is important for people to understand what Liberia has to offer as far as tourism is concerned. And we're not alone on this, and we're going to put our best efforts to this. But definitely this is one of the key areas for this event, to highlight the tourism potentials of Liberia.
That is amazing. So folks, if you're just joining us, we're having a conversation with the organizers of the Year of the Diaspora. And the diaspora in this sense is not just limited to Liberians, direct Liberians who are currently living in the US and other parts of the world. The Year of the Diaspora in this particular sense is broadened in that they're talking about people who are African American, some of whom have never stepped foot on the African continent. They are in a much larger sense diasporans themselves. And so this event is all geared toward doing that. And let me come back to you, Representative Naquita Ricks, and then we'll work our way back to Dr. Kula. Yes.
I have her online.
Yes. Keep her on. We'll come to her. But anyway, since she's on, let me just speak to her. Madam Hester Baker, do you hear me? This is Henry Costa.
Good morning. You live.
Yes, good morning.
Can you hear me, ma'am? This is Henry Costa. George?
Okay, I'm barely getting you. I'm sorry.
George, she can't hear me. I don't know why she can't connect via the link, but because it's working, I don't know why. But let me come to you, Dr. Madam.
Hello.
Yes, of course she live. She ain't.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Costa, and good morning, Borta. How are you all doing this morning?
We're doing good. We're glad to have you. So you have the American government support. We heard the Americans. They went there a few months ago on Providence Island. They said they're going to support this initiative. How are you tapping into that commitment of support from the United States government through its embassy?
Okay, Henry, I'm sorry, I'm not getting you. Maybe Borta could repeat the question.
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
I said, you have the support of the U.S. Embassy. The ambassador paid a visit a few months ago to Providence Island, one of the sites which you intend to showcase to these diasporans when they begin to come. How are you working with the American Embassy to pull this big thing off? What level of support are you getting from them?
With the Year of the Diaspora, we began planning the Year of the Diaspora a few years ago. And so we've, at that time, obviously the collaboration between the U.S. government and Liberia had not, was not a part of the plan. So with this recent announcement, we're definitely trying to figure out the best ways in which we can navigate, because the Year of the Diaspora certainly is about our heritage, and a lot of it did occur from Providence Island. So I'm sure, in the next few weeks, in the weeks coming up, we will be engaging, and we will, and because our purpose is all of those coming home, we want to make sure that they have the best experience, and of course, that they are able to experience Providence Island as well as all of the other heritage sites. So at this time, this is something that is still new to us, because this is not, this was not a part of the original planning, since we did start this, some time back. But we are excited about the opportunities that the U.S. Embassy will be bringing to Providence Island, and so we will, engage and find a way, forward on that.
Thank you. I'm going to come back to. Let me come back to Madam Naquita Riggs. So, the Liberian government, are you guys officially working with them on this effort?
Yes, Henry, we are. I know that several members that are on the Zoom right now have met with the Liberian government several times, and we are all working to support the 200th year anniversary of Liberia. And so we are excited to know that, all parties are in sync. Is going to definitely be a private-public partnership as far as, getting everything done. So, I know that Mayor Koji is involved. The Ministry of Tourism is involved. I understand that the President's George Weah's office is involved as well in all of this planning. So we're looking forward to, bringing Liberia and celebrating Liberia together starting this December.
Good. Logistically, this has to be a huge deal. I heard you say earlier in your opening comments that the organization has engaged Egypt Air. Is that what you said? Or Egypt
Yes.
Air? So you're going to be bringing these massive commercial jets with tons of people on board. How could I sign up, for example, if I wanted to be a part of this?
All right. So you go to our website, which is www.libyearofthediaspora.org. And as soon as you get on, one of the first things you see is an area where you can click, and it says to purchase tickets or purchase packages. Henry did a very good job, because Henry built the website, did a really good job putting all of that information on there. So everything you need is on the website. But logistically, besides the website situation, I wanted to talk a little bit about the flight itself. So it's really cool because, like I said earlier, the first group came in 20 that left New York on a boat. We're leaving New York on Egypt Air, on an aircraft that we chartered for ourselves. So the key thing is we need to pack the plane. We need to pack the plane. I can't stress that enough. Because it is a charter flight, it goes depending on how many of us are on there. So we need to make sure that we're able to pack that flight. So what's happening is we're boarding the flight on December 17th in New York. It's going to bring us directly to Liberia, no stopping in France, no stopping in Brussels, directly into Monrovia on December the 18th.
A non-stop flight.
Oh, yes. Yep. We're able to get a non-stop flight. So directly into Monrovia, and then begins our activity. So the first activity we're going to start with is going to be Providence Island. Along with Providence Baptist Church, we're going to be collaborating because, as you know, that's the first church that was built in Liberia. That's Lycarius Church. So all of the history, we're trying to bring all of that together.
And that's where they signed the document.
Declaration of Independence. So we're going to do a prayer breakfast because we're going to pray for our nation. Because I imagine when they got there, they prayed. You know, safe traveling, this new world we're in, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to do a prayer breakfast, an old-fashioned prayer breakfast where we hold hands as Liberians and we pray for the nation. And then, of course, we'll have food. So you have like a salad and gravy, shortbread, all that good stuff. And then we're doing a reenactment of the coming of the freed slaves into Liberia and meeting with the local people who are already there. So it's going to be a wonderful time.
You're going to put on a whole show with costumes and all that kind of stuff, right?
So, and Zubin Cooper is directing it along with the movie union. So the movie union will be a part of it. We're trying to make sure we capture everybody. So the movie union will be doing it. Zubin Cooper will be directing. So we're looking forward to that. It's a very fun activity. Then another thing that we're doing, which I'm very excited about, is it's a Christmas party for the children. So on Christmas Eve, around 12 o'clock noon, all 15 counties, there'll be a Christmas party held. So I know we can't get all of the children, but people will rep the county. So if you're repping Montserrat County, you decide where in Montserrat County that party is going to take place. But the goal is on December 24th, at the same time, the entire nation is having a Christmas party for the children. So we'll raise the money, you cook the food, you do all that good stuff. And Mr. Henry, you know, if you want to broadcast live, we would love that. So, you know, we can interview children, they can talk about how much fun they're having. It's just something to bring our nation closer, bring our kids together, and just really celebrate the season. So that's another event. Then the Heritage Ball, right? So Hester, myself, and Representative Ricks are working on that, and it's going to be a fun time. So with this Heritage Ball, we have 15 counties, so about 15 tables or 15 different areas set up with information from each county. So we'll talk about Lofa County, we'll talk about Bassa, Montserrat, all the different counties. And you can learn about the history and the culture of the people that are in those areas. And then, of course, it's a formal event. So we get to dress up like in the 1800s, if we please. We get to dress up however we want. We can wear local outfits. We can wear some gowns from the U.S. I know I'm having mine made out of African material. So it's a dance. And then throughout the course of the ball, the little snippets, 1 minute here and there, of why I should come to your county. So it's a ploy for tourism. Why should I come to your county? In 1 minute, can you tell me that? So you get somebody to stand up and tell. Huh?
Yeah, like what do you have to offer?
Exactly. What's in your calendar I would want to see? Yes, exactly. So that's another event. And then one of the fun events that we're bringing is Michael Blackson, the comedian. So Michael Blackson is going to come with us in December. And on the 27th, he's going to do a little meet and greet comedy show type thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I saw a little video he did he posted on his IG.
Yeah.
In which he said, you know, he hasn't been to Liberia since.
Yeah.
Looking forward to going in December.
He's very excited. He is very excited. He wants to get back to Liberia. So he's got his own plans as well when he comes into Liberia. And then, of course, we have our grand reunion, because you can't have a reunion without a barbecue or without some sort of cookout where people are coming together and just eating. So we'll have that up at Wookie Farms. It's going to be very exciting. Horseback riding for the children, swimming, all that good stuff, playing Ludo, storytelling. We'll have a storyteller, you know, once upon a time, teaching our kids all those things that they don't get to have by living abroad. But they'll be in Liberia, and we'll have a storyteller that can go through and give them some fun historical stories about Liberia. So many things. And then other people are doing things. So Jonda Morris is doing Runway Liberia. This is an exciting event. She's got 4 days of activities leading up to the actual Runway Liberia fashion show. You've got The Idol, which is being sponsored by Alex Divine. So that's also there. Libasa is having some Christmas events, like a dinner type thing. They're also doing a family day for the Year of the Diaspora. Then you've got on New Year's Eve, we'll be in Bassa at Elizabeth Village for an all-white party, which I'm really looking forward to. So there are a lot of activities on here that different people are doing. So it's not just us. So we put a group of people together, and anybody on ground in Liberia who wants to do something can contact us.
On the website.
All of that's on the website. Yep. Our contact information and all that good stuff is there. So logistic wise, that's pretty much what we're doing. And then of course we have the packages that we can put you in the hotels, you know, and we talk more about that. And then the tours that we mentioned earlier, which are very exciting tours.
Thank you very much. One of our viewers just commented. He said Michael Blackson is from Ghana. Michael Blackson's father is from Ghana. His mother is from Liberia. He was
actually raised in Liberia. Michael Blackson was raised in Liberia until the Civil War, and then he left.
That is correct. And they came to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So my brother, I'm just trying to educate you if you didn't know that Michael Blackson is part Liberian. Well, not only was he raised in Liberia, he was raised as a Liberian.
It's like us, eats the food. Yeah. Everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a great thing. George, let's see whether we can take some calls to interact with our folks representing Aquila Riggs, Dr. Clarice Ford Kula, Henry. I don't see your last name. Thanks for a good job. Somebody just commented the log onto the website that says awesome, easy to use, great information there. So, folks, if you're planning to go to Liberia in December and you want to go for the first time, now, you know. When I talk to people who knew themselves back then, when we had direct flights from New York to Liberia, they go on romanticizing and reminiscing. We used to take off from JFK all the way to RI.
Pan Am.
So if you want to have that experience, a non-stop direct flight from New York, from JFK to RIA, well, hop on, folks. Go on the website, sign up, and work with the team and be a part of that. I mean, it's going to be fun. Everybody, all these people going there to have fun during this time of the year. It's a wonderful thing. Now, the economic impact, this thing will have will be quite significant. Normally, lots of people go in December, but this is an additional influx of people coming into the country. So you all are doing the country a great service during this dire economic period, bringing, you know, additional revenue, cash flow. People are going to be spending money. The hospitality industry, the hotels will do good, you know, and other businesses will do good. So this is going to be very, very good all around. You know, amazing stuff. George, do we have some calls? That we'll take a few calls before we let go of.
Henry, before we take a few calls, because I know this is going to come up about infrastructure and all this good stuff. One thing I do want to say is I know we don't have all of the hospitals, all the infrastructure we need, but a lot of things are being done behind the scenes. We are working with a doctor in Liberia who has a clinic. She put together a little package that people can purchase. It's like a little insurance type thing. So if you have a headache or you're not feeling well, you can go and see her at her clinic. And we're bringing 4 additional doctors with us and maybe more. But in December, I know we're bringing 4 doctors who are going to be on standby. They're getting their temporary licenses for the Ministry of Health. We're working on that. And then they'll be able to, practice there and just help out a little bit more as far as having more people in the country, and maybe not having the best facilities that we could. So I just want to put that out there so we're all aware.
Beautiful. So more and more people are going to the website, folks. If you don't want to go to the website right now because you're watching the show, for those of you listening, because there are thousands of people listening who are not watching, so I'm going to say out loud, is www.lib yearofthediaspora.org. So it's one word. There's no hyphen. There's nothing. It's just one word. LIB for Liberia, and year, that's YEAROFTHE. Diaspora is spelled DIASPORA.org. So that's LIB, Year of the Diaspora.org. So if you know American friends, African American friends, with whom you've talked about your country and they're excited, they talk about wanting to come, this would be an opportunity for them to come. A direct flight from New York to, what's the seating capacity of this commercial aircraft?
On that particular day, that one is 280.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's in addition to people who have already purchased on other airlines.
Okay.
Most of the airlines coming out of the U.S. during this time is already pretty much full. And then not to mention, that's just out of the U.S. You've got Henry in the U.K., they're organizing. And then you've got Leo Johnson in Canada, they're organizing some packages as well. So you've got people coming from everywhere, Nigeria, Ghana. We even have people in Holland. There's a Liberian Association that covers several of the countries there. So they're also organizing, bringing some people. And then, of course, like I said, Joe Reese has the Athletes Association event in December as well. And so does BW Harris. They have their convention. So a lot is going on. And then the SRDC, which is an American group, they're starting their activity in November. So there's a lot, and a lot of people are coming in. Yeah.
Wonderful. George, do we have some calls?
No calls yet.
All right, especially the WhatsApp number for people in the diaspora who want to call in. Please read out the numbers, George.
Okay, 0770-122-0886-010-TDA-TD, the WhatsApp number.
Okay, now, ma'am, let me ask you a question. People are concerned about a lot of things. I see them raising a lot of concerns. Infrastructure, logistics, hotels. Do you have a lot of rooms? Have you engaged with some of these hotels?
We've engaged with the hotel. So right now our partners are Tropicana, Bella Casa, RLJ, Wookie Farms has some chalets up there, Farmington, Elizabeth Village, Boulevard, Royal Grand, Libasa. So as people begin to book their packages, we set them up with the hotel. So of course the packages are based on your budget. So you can have a hotel that's a little cheaper. You can have a hotel that's quite expensive. It's all up to you. So we have engaged with the hotels. We did that a while back. Yeah, actually years ago we started.
Okay, really I'm gonna call in. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, George. Good morning to Leah, and good morning to our panelists on the show. My name is Momo Johnson. I'm calling from Liberia, Monrovia. I listened to one of our guys saying they have a plane from NY to Liberia. We don't know, can I explain that further? Number two, they just work in Liberia because under George, we are not going to work in our country. But if they are going to work about this tourism, they are not saying anything regarding security. All right? Because when you come in Liberia for your first time, can they please explain to us when it comes to security? And if there have been any plane for NY to Liberia, can they really speak to that for us? Thank you.
Well, I didn't hear the question.
Momo is a charter flight. It's not a regular airline that runs to Liberia.
Right.
It's airline. So it's a charter flight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for December is a charter flight, but Egypt Air is working on getting direct flights going into next year, since you'll have an influx of people next year. But for this, is a charter flight.
Thank you. Thank you. Representative Naquita Riggs, Henry, is there anything else you folks want to say? You may do that. Anything you want to chime in?
One thing I would like to add also is, most of the times when we talk about this reunion, we forget about Liberians born outside Liberia who've never traveled to Liberia before. Mm-hmm. And this is a whole new generation that also is key to this, because we don't want people to go into the adult life before they start thinking about what to do to support their countries. So even as young adults, visiting mm-hmm. Liberia for the first time, it's a whole generational thing where they can get to experience their ancestral home for the first time, where mm-hmm. they understand why we call Liberia home, because for them this is the first time they would actually experience that. And the experiences will shape and inform their decisions when they come back what can we do for our countries, even at the university level, because this is where the whole process begins, because it is important for us to look at the generational transformation, how young adults can start thinking about supporting the country. And this is very important for us, because it just goes a long way to set their trajectory for development. And if we can have a lot of young people, young Liberians in the diaspora thinking about what to do, it means that in their university level, even their programs that they undertake, and even the courses that they do, partly will be looking into how this goes to benefit Liberia. So, and whilst we're having all the fun, let's not forget that the generational mindset thing is so important for us, and we're looking forward to having a lot of Liberians, young Liberians, come into Liberia, experience home, and do something about it.
Yeah. Very well said,
Henry. And well said, Henry. Thank you. And to the other Henry, just wanted to talk about, we talked about the economic aspect of the trip, but we're also going to have an investment conference as part of what we're doing. And there are so many low-hanging fruits and different opportunities within Liberia that we want to highlight. So as part of this, there will be an investment conference where we'll be having different sectors of Liberia, showcased, whether that's in our fisheries department, especially, and then also, of course, tourism, ecotourism, agritourism, are all places. We also have mining and several other opportunities that are there. But we will be doing that, having people from the NIC to showcase all of the opportunities and how people can get involved in investing in Liberia, which will also drive the economy and help with our development of the country as well.
Thank you very much. I'm reading the comments here, at least some of them, hundreds and hundreds of them. I can't read them all. Jerian, what is your issue here? What's your bone to pick? What is self-centered and selfish about this? You don't have to be bitter about something just because you don't support it or you're not part of it. It doesn't make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. You don't want to come. It's up to you. You don't want to be a part of it. It's up to you. What these people are doing, they're celebrating 200 years of our country's existence. You don't want to be a part of it. That's fine. It's up to you. It's completely okay. But I know there are lots of people on there who are very excited. And are looking forward to being a part of this. Some of you just like to throw shades at everything that you're not a part of. I don't know how you deal with all that negative vibe. I don't know. So folks, I want to say thank you very much for coming on, and what you're doing is good. I'm gonna continue to offer our services to help you guys do this free of charge, of course.
Yay, we appreciate it.
You can put together a jingle, a 60-second radio jingle, nothing longer than 60 seconds. And I will run this jingle for you guys from now straight to December. This is my contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
That's what we're talking about. Just jumping on board is for all of us. Let's do it.
You're most welcome. So I'm going to go around the table and give each of you a minute to close up. I will start with Henry, and then we will go to Representative Naquita Ricks, and then we'll close up with Dr. Kula. Henry,
and I think Hester is still online, right?
Oh, do we still have her on?
No call, yes.
No. I'm not talking about call. I'm talking about Madam Hester Baker you had on. Is she still on the phone?
No.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, the three of you, I think you all did a great job anyway. Henry, your closing comments, my friend.
Firstly, Mr. Costa, thank you for having us. I think all I would say is call on all Liberians and Africans in diaspora to join us and make this event a success. And most importantly, follow through our main theme, which is reunite. So bringing people together, relocate and rebuild. So it is we want everybody to join us and support us and make this a success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Henry. Let's come to Representative Naquita Riggs.
And, Henry, again, thank you so much for helping us. And I just want to say to people who are listening out there, this is an opportunity for us to celebrate our beautiful country, to celebrate 200 years of the founding, Africa's oldest republic, a door of return. So if you've always thought about going to Africa, this is the time. We have some wonderful sites events and things planned. So please come and join us, and it would be wonderful to see you in the land of liberty, Liberia.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's always an amazing thing traveling with Liberians going home on a flight. You know, all the conversations that I had.
Yeah.
I can imagine when almost all of you on a particular flight are going for a particular reason. I think it's more fun than it usually is when you just bump into people on the flight. So that's really going to be exciting. Let me come to you, Dr. Kula, for your closing comments.
All right. So again, we just want to say thank you, Mr. Henry, for having us. Like I said earlier, this is the first time my children are coming to Liberia. They're extra excited. And like Henry said, the young people, you know, we need them. They're going to move our country forward. So they need to come and see now what this is all about. And what better way to do it than the commemoration of 200 years of struggle, 200 years of fun, 200 years of so many different feelings throughout the course of Liberia's history. So we encourage everybody to join us. And I want to say a special thank you to Minister Anthony Kuyapa from the Diaspora Engagement Program over at the Ministry of State Without Portfolio. He's been very instrumental in helping us put some things together. We want to say thank you to Dr. Nicole Cooper, who runs the clinic out there in Liberia. We want to say thank you to Wilma Bestman, who is the person that we're working with Egypt Air. We also want to say thank you to Ambassador Patton, who is on our steering committee here in the U.S. We want to say thank you to Mayor Koji, Minister Rani, and all the other people that are working. All the other ministers in government who are helping us put this together, because it's wonderful to see private sector and government come together in this. Very, very excited. Cynthia Blanford, who is our Consul General here in Atlanta, and a couple of the other Consul Generals. We want to say a great thank you, Jackson George up in Minnesota. And special thank you to you, Mr. Henry, for your support. Always supporting everything that a lot of Liberians are doing. So thank you again, and we look forward to seeing all of you in Liberia. Again, visit our website, www.libuofthediaspora.org. Thank you.
Thank you all so much, and do have yourselves a wonderful, blessed day.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. You do the same.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, folks, there you have it. We just had the folks organizing a big series of events that are going to be happening beginning December. They are called the Year of the Diaspora, and you can be a part of it. You can have fun. It's Liberians that are doing it, and they're just working with the government to do it, because they want the government involved. It's a private-public partnership effort. And so, my people, y'all go and have your good time, and you know, I'm not going to be in Liberia this year. I will go next year, God willing. And so, Pazawiya, good morning. Monga Zawiya, Gabriel, morning. Mother Nora Hawks, good morning to you. My regards, warm, esteemed regards to Mr. J. Maxwell Hawks, your darling husband. My dear, darling, Hawa Meska, I won't call you my sister. You know why I won't call you my sister. Hawa Meska, good morning to you. My mother, Mona Lisa, good morning to you. All the way there in Germany, I believe. Yes. Good morning to you, Brother Dave Allen. I don't think you're watching, but I say good morning to you because you're in Germany as well, so you come to mind when I mention Mother Mona Lisa. Estella Duana, good morning to you. I hope you're doing good. Let me speak to a few of our folks here before we go. I make a promise to you folks that I will do my best to be regular as we've always been, and I've been slacking, and I'll be the first to admit it. Over the last several weeks, we will do better. Every morning, I'm going to make sure I'm here. Every morning, because you matter, you know, and we have to keep this touch burning. Mr. Nixon Niwari Nimle, good morning to you. You're watching there from Australia. Kimba Robert, good morning to you. Momo the Critical Johnson, good morning. Brother Larry Kennedy, good morning. Larry, you're right. Larry just commented. The year of the diaspora will result in a massive economic boost and will help Weah in his re-election bid. It will also serve as a litmus test for tourism in Liberia. Larry, you do have a point. Lots of people will go. Lots of people will spend money. It's a natural thing. It's a given. Brother Amos G. Wolver Senior, good morning to you. Reverend Charles Aku, good morning to you. Mudu Duane, good morning. Zeze Colley, good morning to you. Sam Jabba, good morning. Siata E. Harmon, good morning. Edwin Loka, good morning. He says, great initiative. God bless you all. King M. Dromo, good morning. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Brother Ohaji Tiga, good morning, my dear brother. You're in Germany too. Good morning to you. My dear darling sister-in-law, Lishan Tulu, good morning to you. Bob Koroma, good morning. Robert Freeman, good morning. Robert said he just came from work and he's watching. Robert, good morning. I hope you have a good morning. George Dwell Jr., good morning. My dear sister, Patience Lofa Bib Sima, good morning to you. Kukulama, good morning from the beautiful state of Delaware. Masale Musa, good morning. You say you're watching from Libya. You lie, you're watching from no Libya. Otis Pezin, good morning. Siaka Corner, good morning. William Yanfall, good morning. Big brother Nehemiah Yuma Commander, good morning. Uncle Pete, the man from the 15 counters, good morning. Uncle Pete, when you're ready, you can deal with me. You know, I love you. I love you all. Stephen Gotter, good morning to you. Oh, I see my dear cousin. It's surprising he's up at this hour. Good morning to you, my dear cousin, No Man Walker. Is that cause? Good morning, my man. You still got some of that fried rice from this weekend? Cause I still got some, my man. That reminds me. It's probably too early to eat something, but this morning it's like 5:10 a.m. Yeah, but later on for sure, I'm gonna warm up some. Yes, no menu was down for the weekend. Had a fantastic weekend here. Miles Montego, good morning to you from Dublin in Ireland. Well, Liberians are living all over the world. Trokong Ba, good morning. He said, my concern is drawn to the CCTV as the folks preparing. Well, we'll pray that they will be okay. Security wise, they will be okay. John Eswia, good morning to you. Ruben Kidbe, good morning. Richard S. Tamba from Chicago. Richard, good morning to you. I hope you're having a good day. Well, folks, there you have it. I could go on all day and speak to every one of you, but those of you whose names I will not call, I say good morning to you the same way. I wish you all have a blessed, beautiful day. God bless you all, and bye-bye. George, thank you. So go try and get that thing, George?
Okay.
All right, then. Bye.
Bye.